Hi, this is Circus Fit. I'm Kerri, and today we're going to do a core strengthening and endurance workout for those of you who are struggling with range of motion and flexibility in your forward folding positions like tuck, pike, and straddle, and those of you who have struggled with my more advanced core strength and endurance video. Starting with some shin boxing. So sit down, bring your feet nice and wide in front of you with your knees bent, and then bring one knee forward and then the other knee forward. This should be relatively easy. Do a couple of those just to kind of warm up the hips. And now you can start to do it without your hands. So you can bring your hands forward and out and work on this kind of active range of motion with this position. If that feels like too much, bring your hands back and then work on lifting your hand off. Here, maybe work on where you can lift your hand off. So working on some range of motion here. Now go to one side. Let's go with our right leg forward, left leg back in kind of this swastika position. And first we're gonna lean back, opening the left hip, the front of the left hip, finding this opening through here. Just kind of push the left hip forward in order to get more of a stretch there, and we'll come up and over forward and over the right leg, the forward leg. So it's kind of like a modified pigeon position. If you don't feel anything, you can straighten your back leg and go into a pigeon. But the thing we want to look for here is that the knee is to the outside of the right shoulder. The right knee and the right shoulder, the outside of the shoulder, are connected, like in a froggy. We'll hang out here for another moment. And then we'll come back through the middle and go to the other side, left leg forward, right leg back. First opening through that right hip, just leaning back and pushing that right hip forward a few times. Getting juicy in there. And then we can go over the left leg. So again, my left shoulder and my left knee want to be friends. They're going to hang out together. And I can lean forward over that leg. If I want to, I can straighten the back knee into a pigeon, as long as that left knee and the left shoulder are kind of meeting. I don't really care what the right leg is doing here. It's more about getting into the inner thigh and the butt of that left leg, as long as it feels good. And then we're gonna come up and sit in a tuck position. So sitting on our butts, let's test it out first. So anytime we're in a forward fold, which this is a forward fold, we want to be in a straight spine. So see if you can straighten your spine with this position here. And if you can't, walk your feet a little further away from you and then see if you can straighten your spine, yeah? And then see how far your feet can come in to keep your spine nice and straight. Pull your belly button in, lengthen your spine, and then use your arms to support you to come all the way in. Hold on to your knees and draw your shoulders down and back, nice straight spine, and then point your toes and lift your feet off the ground and try to find a balance. Bring your feet back down, sit up nice and tall, squeeze your knees together, knees into the chest, arms are helping, point the toes, and drop it down, get nice and tall, squeeze the knees together, squeeze the knees into your chest, and point your toes. Take it into a little butterfly and move it around. So when we're working on range of motion, we really want that lower back and where your lower spine meets your pelvis to be involved, so that we're not always just hunched back in this position, but we want to find the opening through the pelvis and through this hinge of the pelvis, through this hip crease, and kind of some range of motion through there. Coming back into your tuck. And now take your hands to your knees, and we're going to round our spine so that maybe our sacrum comes all the way to the floor, maybe almost, and then sit up nice and tall, kind of like a cat-cow. So we're working on towards an arch, and we're working on towards a round. So the arch probably isn't really going to happen, but we're looking for a straight back. So rounding, and your arms are really helping you. You're turning on your core support of your arms in order to help move. We'll do this a couple more times. And then roll all the way down to your back. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Hold on to them and lengthen your spine along the floor, lengthening your neck along the floor. Squeeze your knees together and bring them towards your chest. So imagine that you have a piece of paper stuck between your legs and you're holding it together. And now lengthen your sacrum down away from you so your spine is nice and long. Now inhale here, Exhale, bring your nose up towards your knees. Inhale down, exhale lift. Inhale down, exhale lift. We're gonna do this 10 times. Inhale, exhale lift. Inhale, exhale lift. Keeping your knees towards your chest. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last 4, 3, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one, lifting up and holding it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release your feet down to the floor. Open your knees and do a little bit of shin boxing, laying down, just bringing one knee forward and then the other knee forward. Now focusing on pelvic stability, just laying down, feet flat on the floor, knees up, parallel. And we're focusing on drawing the sacrum down towards the heels and the lower ribs down towards the floor, creating a connection between our lower back and the lower ribs and the floor. And we want to pull the lower belly in and lift the pubic bone up towards the ribs in the front so that we can keep that stable connection. And that's the stability that we have to hold through the whole exercise. So here we go. We're going to bring our hands next to our hips. If you ever need to bring your hands under your booty a little bit, you can do that. Lifting one leg up, point your toe, bring your knee, your leg is at about a 90-degree angle. And now keeping that stability of your pelvis, keeping the lower ribs to the floor and the sacrum drawing under the lower back, reaching towards the floor, belly button into spine, start to switch your legs. So one leg up, the other leg up, keeping that right angle. So the only thing that's moving here is the legs. The pelvis is not moving. It's not switching up and down. Your back is not coming off the floor. You're staying nice and engaged here. Super stable, super tedious. And your legs should feel pretty free to do this. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring both knees up into a tabletop position. Readjust, make sure everything feels good and secure. Belly button in, pubic bone lifting, sacrum dropping down, lower ribs reaching down. And now both legs at the same time. Toes touch the floor and lift. 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 And keep going. Let's do 10 more. 9, 8. Make sure there's no movement in the ribs. No movement in the pelvis. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both legs up. And now keep the left leg in, extend the right leg out. Remember, hands can come under the booty if you want. And we're going to switch sides. Right leg in, left leg out. Switch, 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 switch. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last thing here, let's bring the knees in. Lift the shoulders off the floor, knees towards the nose towards the knees. And now extend your legs out as far as you can into a hollow body hold for 10, 9, 8. If it's too hard, bring your legs higher, bend your knees. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your feet to the floor and let your knees fall out to the sides. Rest here for a moment. Next, we're going to do some knee circles. So again, focusing on the stability of our pelvis. Bring the feet back to the floor. Keep the right foot on the floor, left leg comes in. And now that right leg is helping your pelvis stay stable as you make circles with your knee. Your right knee is not falling out to the side, is not coming in towards the middle. Your right knee stays exactly where it is and your pelvis stays exactly where it is. You go the other direction with your knee, keeping your knee bent, going into your range of motion. Now, going to change directions again. If this feels easy, you can straighten your right leg along the floor. Here, again, not letting any movement happen with the pelvis. And the other way. Great. Let's go to the other side. So stabilize that, the left leg, and now the right leg moves in circles. So that left knee stays nice and sturdy. The whole pelvis stays nice and sturdy. The ribs are on the floor. The belly button's to the spine. The pubic bone is lifting up towards the face. Go the other direction with your right knee. Now switch again. If you want more, straighten your left leg along the floor. If it's too much, keep your knee up. Here we go. And the other way. Lower ribs are touching the floor. Lower back, belly button is pushing down towards the floor. And great, bring your both feet to the floor. Bring your feet nice and wide, and your knees hang in towards the middle. Or maybe take one knee in and the other knee in. Now we're gonna do some passive froggy. So bring the knees up towards the shoulders. Remember when we were stretching with the knees towards the shoulders in our pigeon or swastikas before? That's what we're gonna do now. So bringing the knees towards the shoulders and letting the legs just kind of hang, and our arms here are kickstands to help support, and our booty is on the floor. And you can take your arms to kind of like move around your legs a little bit and find some range of motion here. This is a position you should get really comfortable with, so stretch this position a lot. Now moving into the active froggy. So bringing the hands underneath the booty a little bit here, this froggy position where the knees are reaching towards the shoulders, and maybe we even lift the booty a little bit. And now we're going to draw the legs out and up towards the shoulders, lift the booty a little bit, out and up towards the shoulders, out and up towards the shoulders. We'll do 10 more of these. Here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, we got it, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Take a little break, wag the legs around a little bit. We'll get ready for our last exercise, which is the same thing in a tuck. So coming back to the beginning, back to the tuck, bringing the knees together, spine is nice and long. Squeeze the knees into the chest, squeeze the knees towards each other, and now release your hands and hold wherever you can. Bring your hands under your booty a little bit, and we're gonna do 10, opening the legs into hollow body, and tuck. Lift the booty a little bit, knees to the chest. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You ready for the last hollow body hold? Lift the shoulder blades off the floor. Extend the legs as much as you can. Maybe they're low, maybe they're high. And hold, reaching those ribs to the floor, reaching the sacrum away from you. Lower back to the floor. Belly button pulls in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, you did it. Come on up. Stretch forward in a butterfly. Stretch forward in a pancake. And give yourself a congratulations.